Well, welcome to another adventure. I'm really excited about today. I'm going hiking for the day. I'm just about 50 minutes, less than an hour away from my place near Kingston and south of Charleston Provincial Park in southeastern Ontario. I'm going to look for pitch pine. I've never seen pitch pine before in my life. It's really quite rare here in Ontario. There's only two little spots where it grows. Then it continues on into the States, the Laurentian Mountains. But yeah, there's two spots. One spot is Blue Mountain, up Blue Mountain. And two ways to get to Blue Mountain. First of all, that is the highest elevation in this area, so I'm quite excited about it. Supposedly out the top you can actually see the Laurentian Mountains, so we'll see about that. Beautiful day for it, a little cool, but beautiful. I'm excited, but you can tell I'm excited. Anyway, yeah, so you can actually go to Charleston Lake, paddle across the lake, and then go to the access point and go 5.7 kilometers up to the elevation, come back down again, paddle back, or I'm not doing that today, obviously I don't have the canoe. So what I'm doing is, oh, a police officer just going by me. Hello, police officer, hello, how are you doing? Okay, anyway. And the other thing you can do is take the back way in, which is what I'm doing. There's two back roads. I'll put a map here on Blue Mountain Road. And you're south of Charleston Lake right now, and you start at a farmer's laneway, or roadway into his fields. And then you go, I think, 9.6 there and back. Kilometers, so it's a good hike, and we'll see what happens. I mean, shaking, I'm so excited about this. So pitch pine, yeah, I've never seen it before, really rare, and very historic place. And yeah, I'm taking the back way in before the snow flies, because winter's coming soon. Anyway, off I go. I gotta get going. It's a long hike today. Okay, you know what? I'm so excited about today because I'm doing something normal. I've been on the road a lot, presenting, and I love presenting and doing a bunch of shows. I did the RV show, I did this show, I did that show. And Christine just said, out Cheeto, get out the door, you're gone. And Angel's not here with me because it's a pretty big hike and she's getting a little old right now. She's getting a bit of a limp to her as well, so we gotta watch that. Okay, stop blabbing, Kevin, get walking. There's just so you know, at the access point, there's actually a sign here talking about the history of the area. There's actually a room for like maybe 4 cars. And yes, this is private property, but you could tell that it is accessible for people. A few years back, I heard that this was closed. So someone must have messed up and did something nasty to the property. Don't do that. We don't want that to happen again. So yeah, just didn't be stupid when you're here. All right, here we go. I'm going. Okay, the first part of the trail is basically just down an old road. I think it's used by ATVs, and it's flat. I can see this getting pretty muddy in the spring. There's lots of little, I don't know, little holy bits, but it's fine now. It's been a really dry year anyway. So, and what you see is farm fields, some dead ash, some dead elm. And actually a lot of gray, actually I'm going to do a full video this week on berries of the fall, so I don't want to go into too much detail right now, but yeah, you've got gray dogwood, which is similar to red osier dogwood. I'll show the difference later on. And also you got common buckthorn as well, which is an invasive species. And yeah, just along the farmers' fields, lots of birds actually. Juncos are out. Probably bad weather coming in tomorrow. So here's the sign, first sign. Kind of makes common sense, but I'll show it to you. Yeah, so obviously don't drive down this road, park at the access point. Yeah, there's a lot of gray dogwood here. Some eastern red cedar as well. That's very typical too. This area, Charleston Lake area. Charleston Provincial Park, by the way, is a really good park. Camped there twice there this year. and didn't film any of it. Yes, I go to places, a lot of places, and I don't film. But I am filming today because I want you to share with me pitch pine on Blue Mountain. And the good thing is it's during the week. It's a Tuesday. No one's here. You can see on the weekend this being a popular place. Oh, we got some willow. If I was a betting person, I'd say early spring to mid-June along here, you'd get eaten alive by mosquitoes. It's all lowland. But it's fall now. And I'm happy about that. I love the fall. Lots of bird life. I didn't bring my fancy camera, so I can't get any close-up shots, but goldfinches are here. Particularly when they fly. Particularly. And yeah, I saw a couple of robins. And blue jays calling. Pileated woodpecker in the distance. And I'm still on the road. They're eating the white berries of the gray dogwood. And again, I want to do a totally separate video on fall berries, so I'll hold back on telling you all about that until I do the full video. But they love them. Those white berries don't stay long on the bush. Birds eat them all up real quick. You can put one in your mouth if you want, but you'll spit it out. They're really tart. Not good for your stomach either, so don't bother. Lots of things going on in the woods. So now the road has left the fields and we're heading off into the woods. So I gotta make sure I don't miss the sign to go onto the trail towards the park. Okay, this is a horse's tail, I believe. It's a plant. It's very prehistoric. It was around when the dinosaurs were hanging around. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, so 6 of the segment, but actually that liquid there is like an aloe. Actually makes a really good shampoo if you're stuck in the bush. And yeah, prehistoric, grows in wetland areas. Looks like a horse's tail, I guess. But yeah. Well, you can clearly see that this is a well-used trail because it's maintained by someone. Little bridges here around the wet spots. Huh. Cool. Thank you, whoever did that. Well, here's a sign pointing to Blue Mountain. So obviously this is maintained by someone. And I was told a lot of people miss this turnoff and keep going on the road. And I was worried about not finding it. It's very obvious. Very, very obvious. So on the left side of the trail, right where it bends to the right. Here we go. Blue Mountain, pitch pine, here I come. Wow, here's a sign for sure that it was a very dry year. Look at these oak. Shriveled and dried up. Tree's not dead. They just shut down earlier in the fall than normal because they had to get the nutrients stored away quicker than normal. Yeah, so all the sap is down in the roots system, the root cellar as we call it, because it's got at 82% water, or 87, I think 82, and then if it stays in the tree, it will crack, freeze and crack and injure the tree. So the tree knows that, shuts down for the winter, stores the sap water in the roots, and that's why the leaves change in the fall. But man, they didn't even change, they just withered and died. Wow. Maples and oaks are going to turn red, where you got basswood and trembling aspen and some of that would turn yellow. What's the difference? Well, more sugar in the sap content, the more red the leaf, and less sugar, the yellow, the leaf. Look at this oak tree. Wow. That is incredible. So you'll cross a bridge, a big bridge, walking bridge though, and then we start going uphill. Look at that. These are wolf trees. White pine left by the loggers and settlers. because they had too many knots in them to use. Well, I'm packing my coat away. 2 reasons. One is I'm getting warm. Second is, it just dawned on me that my partner Christine gave me this jacket for Christmas and said, do not wear this jacket in the bush. This is not a bush jacket. It is a jacket for going out and having a pleasant dinner or a movie or something like that. I'm sweating in it already. Sorry. I'm taking it off. Whew. Beautiful day. I'm not even up the hill and I'm loving this trail. It's a beautiful spot. So this is a pretty big moose maple or straight maple. The leaf, well, it looks like a moose's hoof, but to me it looks like a goose's foot. But yeah, straight maple because the bark has green stripes on it. And actually I think it's called moose maple because moose like eating it, because it's more of a shrub, more of a bush than a tree. Bridge number 2. Well, here's a beech tree. I don't know what's a beech tree. A bunch of lovers put their names on it. Looks like an Alvin's trunk, very thin bark, easy to sketch in. How you doing, Sam? Wonder if you're still together with MCG. Bridge number 3. Oh, hello, Mr. Porcupine. Oh, he's chatting his teeth. He's not liking me. And he's turned his back to me. Yep, putting his quills up. So they don't shoot their quills. You have to touch the quill. But that has barbs at the end like a fish hook. So when they get in to your skin or your dog's skin, thank goodness I didn't bring Angel today. They're very difficult to get out. The ethics of the North, though, is that when you see one, unless you're starving, you don't kill it. This is bad mojo, because they're a survival food. Oh, he's gone now. Cool. He's just getting a little bit of water from the puddle. Good sighting. I'm gonna leave. Won't bug him. Wow. Looks like we're going up. Look at the size of that. Wow. I had a hermit tell me once that the demise of the human species is self-interest. Seeing that happening right now. Well, this is what I've been looking for. I think the original signs were brown and yellow, so these are new. Yeah, so Huckleberry Hollow, that way, that's actually to Charleston Lake, where you put your canoe. And Warburton Road access is where I started. So Blue Mountain Road, Warburton, where they meet. And then Blue Mountain is that way. I think I'm almost there. It's a good hike. It's not steep until you get to around here, though. So it's not a difficult trail until probably right now. Let's see. Oh, I knew I should have brought my hiking poles. A little slippery here. What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There it is. I found the pitch pine. I found it. Pitch pine, awesomeness. I'm going to show you why I believe it's pitch pine. Well, before we even get close to it, let's look at it from the distance and how I know what pine it is. Well, it kind of looks like a jack pine, the bark especially, and even the needles, not up close, but the needles from the distance look like a jack pine. Jack pine wouldn't grow up here, by the way. It's a northern species. Yeah, it likes a similar soil, but pitch pine has a really deep root system, and it can withstand places that has not much water. So there's not much else growing up here except this pitch pine, which is perfect because they can handle it. The other trees can't. And that's why there's a patch of them up here. Now, probably why they didn't go and cut them down, because they used to use them a lot for railway ties, because they're full of pitch, full of resin, they're rot resistant. So railway ties, shipbuilding, I'll think about some more in a sec. But yeah, they probably didn't want to go up here and cut them, so they left them. And yeah, this is one patch of two that's left in Ontario. Southeastern Ontario is where they are. But the big thing is the bark. When it gets older, it gets a darker color to it. It is reddish at first, so it can be mistaken for Scots pine. Well, you really can't. A Scots pine only uses red at the top. It's not the full branch, but jack pine has a reddish hue to it, but not much actually. So, but when it gets older, it loses that reddish hue. So there's some here that actually have it, others don't. But they're fractured, like they're really, they have lots of grooves in it. That's not a giveaway though. That's like very difficult to see. What I see that's guaranteed, I haven't even gone up to the needle yet to verify, but I'm pretty darn sure this is a pitch pine, is that the branches are twisted and the trunks are twisted, and it's an incredible tree. It looks like a bonsai tree. That looks like a bonsai tree. All right, so let's have a look and look at the needles and also the cones, and we'll verify it to be pitch pine. So if you look at the cone of the pitch pine, it's closed scaled like a jack pine would, but it's also got these little pointy things on it, so it hurts when you touch it. Jack pine doesn't have that. The jack pine also is enclosed as well, but just like the pitch pine, both trees actually disperse their seeds only in really hot temperatures, that being like a forest fire will open them up. If you want to put them in a fire and watch them pop like popcorn, it's kind of cool. But the difference between the two is that the jack pine is bent, almost like it looks like a piece of post on a stick, whereas this one is just cone shape and not a jack pine. The kicker is needles of 3 per bundle. There is no pine in Ontario that have needles of 3 except the pitch pine. Red pine has needles of 2, Scots pine have needles of 2, jack pine has needles of 2, white pine has needles of 5, pitch pine needles of 3. They're also twisted like the jack pine and the Scots pine. More so like the Scots pine, they're twisted a bit. The other ID feature that I've got a close up for you to see is that it's the only pine that actually is known to sprout its needles out from a branch or even its trunk. So a clump of needles just coming right out of the bark itself. You can see it up here. I'll get a close up for you. Nothing else does that, so it's a given. It's all pitch pine up here. That's amazing, actually. No, there's one white pine right here. Cluster of 5 needles. Right, let me see if I can get a needle here. Okay, just so I made sure I got the shot here. Clusters of 3. 3 needles. Nothing else has that. No other pine. Red pine has 2, Scots pine has 2, a little twisted. This is a little twisted as well, but it has 3. Jack pine has 2, white pine has 5 needles per cluster. Pitch pine has 3. And you can tell just by taking this cluster off, it is full of resin, just oozing with it. In fact, see that? I lit that on fire. Really good fire starter. Isn't that cool? Dollar store special. Let's go a little bit further. This is great. What an incredible view. Amazing. A little bit more still to go, but I think the best view is almost near the top. If you look over this way, you can see Charleston Lake. So if you did camp at Charleston, paddle across and hike up, you can actually see exactly where you came from, which is really cool. Awesome. You got the pitch pine, you got the beautiful scenery, you got the fall colors, you got the trail to myself. Yeah. What a day. Good idea, Christine. I'm glad you kicked me out of the house this morning. Woo! Keep going on the trail to the very bitter end, and a lot better view than the beginning. Yeah, fantastic. And I don't think the camera can see it, but I can see the Adirondacks from here on a clear day. Hello, America. Hello. Love you. Well, really cool spot. Highest point of land in this area. South of Charleston Lake Provincial Park. You can actually see Charleston Lake from the top, and you can see the Adirondacks on a good day, and you can see pitch pine. Lots of it too, actually. There's a couple of eastern red cedars, which is actually a juniper up here, some oak, some ground juniper, but majority are pitch pine. So let's go over it again, just to refresh. Pitch pine is very rare here. It's not rare, it's just rare here. It grows from here all the way down to Maine and further south. I think even to Carolina. But there's only 2 little patches of it here in Ontario, and this is one of them. It actually is good in terrible soil because it has a deep root system. So that's probably why it's up here, and not a lot of other trees growing up here. And it's fire resistant for forest fires, so that's probably how it's lasted up here through fires. It's got a really thick bark, so it protects itself during a fire, the cambium anyway. And also the cones are just like a jack pine cone, where seed dispersal only happens when it gets really hot, like I'm talking a forest fire, and then it'll pop up like a popcorn. But it'll keep closed until that happens. And yeah, the bark again, thick bark, it got little cracks in it. Has a little bit of a reddish hue to it, especially when it's younger, more so than it's older. But the branches are twisty, and it looks like a bonsai tree, like that. A little baby one here. That's probably not a baby one. That's probably a pretty old tree, just not grown so well. But the kicker is bundles of 3 needles. 3 needles on the bundle, whereas jack pine has 2, red pine has 2, Scots pine has 2. A little twisted. This one's a little twisted as well, but 3, not 2. And Scots pine is reddish hue as well, but really red on the top, like a Scottish person's red hair, not the whole trunk like this. But just take off a little bit of a branch and feel the resin. Like, it's really gooey, gummy. Like, so probably wasn't used a lot in timber except for railway ties because it's rot resistant. Timbers for our mines, and probably shipbuilding. I know it was used in canoe construction, and makes a really good fire starter, by the way, and because of the resin. Yeah, I'm glad I saw it and glad I had the day. Yeah, fantastic. Beautiful spot. And it took me, I didn't really look at the time. What time is it? It took me probably an hour and a half to get up here. What time is it? Oh, it's almost 12:30. Yeah, it's just about an hour and a half. It'll take an hour and a half to get back. The trail's not all that bad until you get here, and even then, it's not that bad. It's not like this, okay? It is slippery, though the rocks are really polished. I think this place gets really busy on the weekend. But yeah, and I did see 2 people. One mountain biker just came up, and a woman came up as well. So I didn't have the trail to myself, like I said, but they were nice people just like I am. So that was good. Okay. Well, we're gonna head back. You stop for a bit of a snack, a bit of a water break. Yeah, what a beautiful day. Awesome.